How's it going, everyone? My name is Mulder and welcome back to the GameCron. Today we're looking at Outriders, the Technomancer Tech Shaman build. I'll be going over my level 30 character and why this is such a good build to run with when you're trying to make it up to tier 15. I'll be going over the skill tree, what attributes are worth going after, and what mods fit well with this build so far, along with the skills. All that and more straight ahead. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for a lot more. So to kick things off, let's look at the skill tree. To start, we're going to put in a skill point for the Anomalous Body, which increases your health by 10%, Aneta Plates, which increases your resistance by 20%, the Gadgeteer, which reduces your gadget skills cooldown by 15%, the Anomalous Body, which increases your max health by 10%, Fracture, where enemies afflicted with freeze receive 10% more damage, Armor Plate, which increases your armor by 20%, Anomalous Body, which increases your max health by 10%, Wipeout, where enemies below 30% health receive 20% more damage, another Gadgeteer, which reduces your gadget skills cooldown by 15%, Anomalous Body, which increases your max health by 10%, Senior Engineer, which increases your turret skill health by 100%, Exposing Frost, which every time freeze is afflicted on an enemy, vulnerability status is then inflicted as well, Marked for Execution, where vulnerable afflicted on enemies is 40% more effective, Soulless 56 Freezing Tanks, where freeze afflicted on enemies lasts 20% longer, Suction Module, which increases your weapon leech by 5%, Armor Plate, which increases your armor by 20%, Medical Unit, where using a gadget skill increases all health received by you and your allies by 30%, Doctor of Medicine, which increases all healing by 20% for you and your allies, Fracture, where enemies afflicted with freeze receive 10% more damage, and then finally Overclocked, where activating a gadget skill increases your Anomaly Power and weapon damage by 40%, and for 10 seconds upon losing all health, you will receive a second chance to return to the battlefield with 50% of your max health. Now let's look at the skills. For starters, you're going to want to invest in the Cryo Turret. This little turret will constantly shoot a stream of frost bullets to where if they hit their target, they will be hit with freeze, where with the stacking of the damage output, and then later on when we talk about what you want to run with your weapons, you should be able to melt these guys very easily. The second skill is Cold Snap. Cold Snap allows you to drop a grenade on the ground where once it detonates, it freezes all enemies around you for a few seconds. This on top of the fact that they will also lose armor because they're inflicted with Cold Snap thanks to a mod later on I'm going to talk about. This allows you to melt these guys, especially when you're surrounded. And what goes great with comboing Cold Snap is your Tool of Destruction, where your rocket launcher can come in handy in just blasting these guys to oblivion, or using your minigun. But if you want to be more of a medic / healer for your team, switch out Tool of Destruction for the Fixing Wave, where when activated, it increases your health and your allies' health in a pinch. But it's up to you how you want to play and what type of team you're running with. Now let's look at my character stats. Upon reaching tier 15 with this character, my Anomaly Power is at 36k, Firepower is at 29.9k, health is at 10.2k, and armor is at 63.1k. And as for my attributes that I decided to focus on that goes well with the armor set that I'm running with, and that helps boost this build, is Anomaly Power, Status Power, Healing Received if you're running this as a medic, bonus firepower, and cooldown reduction. If you can get quite a few of these with your armor set to run with this build, it will definitely pay off for you. But now let's talk about the mods. And these are just a few that I'm running currently so far with this build that I truly enjoy. Bonus Duration, where your Cryo Turret duration lasts 30% longer. Freezing Boost, where it boosts damage against all freeze afflicted enemies by 15%. Damage Absorber, which increases your armor by 21,268 and resistance by 10%. Frostbite, where Cold Snap, all enemies frozen with this skill receive a reduction in armor by 35%. The real purpose of this build when it comes to freezing is to weaken your enemies to where either you or your allies can finish them off quickly, but it also does well when you're running on your own. But now let's talk about the weapons. Now regardless of what type of weapons you want to run with in this, make sure you have freezing bullets on your main weapon, at the very least. Where for me, my Grim Morrow has freezing bullets, which the firepower currently is at 27.3k, the Wicker, where I also have Winter Blast, which has a firepower of 21.6k, and then the Disintegrator, where firepower is at 22.7k. Now as I stated, this build is really good for support and a medic build as well if you choose to take out Tool of Destruction and put in Fixing Wave. This can come in handy when you and your team are trying to fight your way to get to tier 15 to where then you can do expeditions. But overall, this is a fun build to run for those out there who are just starting out as a Technomancer and want to focus on using the freeze abilities instead of Toxic. The Tech Shaman is definitely a fun support / medic character that I really had a fun time playing as. But definitely give this build a try and let me know down in the comments what type of tech build you're running with your Technomancer. And that's it for our Outriders Technomancer Tech Shaman build. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for a lot more. I'll be looking into do more videos on Outriders, including the Devastator and the Trickster, along with more videos on RPGs coming out later this year. So be sure to stick around. But until the next video drops, my name is Mulder, and I'll see you next time in the GameCron.